Hello, everyone. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. ¿Sabes? Feliz año a todo el mundo, buen principio y que de verdad que Dios ayude a todo el mundo que esté pasándolo mal, a todo el mundo que les falta alguien, que los arrope bien y deseo lo mejor a todo el mundo, de verdad, lo mejor. Happy New Year. Mucha gente de verdad, please, I wish you open your eyes porque yo estaba perdido también. ¿Qué es lo que está pasando aquí en el mundo? Listen, you got to see this. ¿Sabes lo que es esa foto que tengo ahí en el lado? That's the only photograph of the Ark of the Covenant. ¿Sabes? La única foto que tomó este hombre que dice que encontró el arca de la alianza en la cueva. Now, you know what ChatGPT is? Esto es AI technology de ahora. Creo que ustedes vean cuando meto yo esa foto y le pregunto a ChatGPT, ¿qué es lo que me puede decir de esta foto? What can he tell me about this photograph? Listen, remember, God is going to show this in the appointed time. That's why every photograph he took came out like this. But listen, this is very interesting. I got to show you this. And please, just remember, this is the Ark of the Covenant. See? In the Old Testament, sprinkling of blood of innocent animals for the sins of the people. It was hidden 700 years before Christ even came in that cave. And the blood of Christ went there. Look what ChatGPT tells me when I give him this photograph. This blood photograph, okay? Look at this. Let's go to ChatGPT. All right? I'm new with this program. You know, I'm new. But I got to show you this. Okay. Now, I'm going to send ChatGPT that blood photograph. But I have two photographs. Now, let's show the first one. Okay. Now I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what can it tell me about this image? Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's read. I'm going to put it a bit bigger so everybody can see it. Okay. Now look at this. The image is quite abstract and atmospheric. Visually, it shows a bright, glowing mass with warm tones, mostly whites, yellows, oranges, and reds, against a darker background. The light looks diffuse and cloud like. Cloud like. Stay with that, okay? Almost as if something is radiating or erupting from within a mist or smoke. This is what ChatGPT is telling me about this image. The lower portion is especially bright, while the upper area fades into darker, shadowy colors. Because of the blur and intense glow, it's hard to identify a specific, concrete subject. It could be interpreted in several ways. For example, look at this, a fiery, luminous cloud. What? You all know what the Ark of the Covenant really is. You know, it came out in the film Indiana Jones. Apparently, it carried the power of God wherever it went, and the Ten Commandments was inside there. Right. Okay. But what has the cloud has to do with anything? Look at this. Yes, a cloud, the glory of the Lord, appeared above the Ark of the Covenant, specifically over the mercy seat. You know what the mercy seat is? This is Ron Wyatt's Ark of the Covenant. This is Indiana Jones. It was never like this. It was like this, with two staffs here. See? And when this lid came off, maybe it would look something like this. See, with the lid off, and it stood by itself in the side when the angels told Ron Wyatt to pick up the 10 Commandments, record it, and he left the recorder in there till the mark of the beast is enforced. It's no chip or anything. It's a religious takeover of the world. That's the mark of the beast. That's coming. See? And the blood of Christ went there. That's the mercy seat. It's a seat. It's a seat of the kingdom of God. It's a seat. See what I see? See what I mean? Now, the power of God apparently came like in a smoke, cloudy substance there, radiating from the Ark of the Covenant. This is exactly what ChatGPT is telling me, that it sees. See what I mean? A fiery or luminous cloud. Look at this. A cloud appeared above the Ark of the Covenant, specifically over the mercy seat that was on top of the Ark. This cloud was a physical manifestation of God's presence among the Israelites. Just let me check this 1 second. Right. If I go here, look at this. The book of Leviticus, in the 5 books of Moses, okay, in the Old Testament, the Lord said to Moses, tell your brother Aaron that he's not to come whenever he chooses into the most holy place. The most holy place is where the Ark of the Covenant was, the most holy place. That was the most holy place. Behind the curtain in front of the atonement cover, on the Ark, or else he will die. For I will appear in the cloud over the atonement cover. In a cloud. This is what ChatGPT is telling me that it can see with that image. A fiery or luminous cloud, possibly from an explosion. It's the power of God, fire or intense heat. When Ron Wyatt went in there, he said he saw the colors of the rainbow like a cloud inside the chamber. And was this stylized, I think I'm saying it well, or symbolic depiction of light, energy, or supernatural phenomenon. Supernatural phenomenon. This is what ChatGPT is telling me. Whoa. Listen, God doesn't want us to actually see it yet. Every photograph that Ron Wyatt took, that's why nobody believes him. But yet again, he found all other stuff. Remember all other stuff that nobody actually still believes? But you can see the garden tomb, the rolling stone of that garden tomb, the Roman seal, and the story of the angel coming down, pushing the stone, breaking the seal, and half of the nail stayed in the wall when you actually break it. That's the story of the angel coming down when he resurrected. How can you make this stuff up? Archaeology never fails. He said that that tomb was beside a mountain or a hill called the Mountain of the Skull. You can actually see a skull there. That's beside that garden tomb. Everything is there. Every single thing is there. See the cutouts in the wall where they put the 3 languages on top of the cross. The Mountain of Moses, where the Ark of the Covenant was made behind that mountain. Golden calf. We all know that's the same man. The same man. As he found this. This is the only one he couldn't prove. You know that those 4 angels wasn't like you imagine the angels to be. He said that they were in sports shirt. They looked like 4 Israeli commandos. That's what he saw inside the cave. They are the ones who got the Ark of the Covenant. They've been there all along since the Ark of the Covenant was made. That's why nobody believes him. Yeah, you know what I mean? Listen, many people said they thought that I gave up on God. I wasn't making no videos. Listen, I needed to take a break. I needed to study more, understand more things. My head now is full of more knowledge yet. And this year, it's going to be an explosion of me and everything that I've learned, and I understand better. Okay? And also, plus that, many times that I think I fail, I feel like I'm not worthy. You know, Ron Wyatt found himself like that every time he was going to find something. Oh, I'm not worthy to do this. That's who God chooses. People who think that I'm worthy. The black sheep of the families. Listen, God came for this kind of people. See? Me, you. Listen. Check this out. I'm not going to put the full video because it's a bit long. Let me show you this. the blurry photo, okay? This is the program of Ron Wyatt, the Ark Files. This woman used AI technology and placed the photograph there, but for an image. Okay? Look at this.
Hi, and welcome to a very different kind of video.
The image.
I first met Ron Wyatt at a meeting with hundreds of attendees curious about his discoveries. At the time, I wasn't a born-again Christian. I was there out of curiosity, and it was all new to me. I remember him showing a video of his discoveries and a blurry photo of the Ark of the Covenant
in every case, the photos were
which made me feel embarrassed for him, as a lot of people were smirking. I wondered if he really believed that photo.
You see here? Can't you see it? This here that you see a bit darker, that's the cover, that's the mercy seat, that's where the blood came. Pop, and it's there. He paid for all mankind, all nations, all tongues, all races. His blood. It wasn't just for one people, it was for all humanity. So we never die. The dead are raised. People that you've lost, New Year's Eve, Christmas, they're not here. He promised that when he came, the dead shall hear my voice and come forth. You know, that's the good news he wants us to spread around. But yeah, religion have twisted many of the things of Christ. And look at the wars que está pasando because of religious beliefs, because of this, that. They're both sons of Abraham killing each other, the Hebrews and the Arabs. They're actually literally brothers from Abraham. And look at them killing each other. You know, Jacob and Esau. Look at what's going on.
Would convince anyone. Since then, I've researched Ron Wyatt more than most and gained a lot of respect for him. But I didn't think much about the photo and didn't include it in my videos to avoid, to me, pointless mockery. Yet one sleepless night, the photo came back to my mind. Now, I'm not an expert on gold. I've only owned a necklace and a wedding ring, and I lost both of them. I have little knowledge of how gold behaves. My goal is not to have all the answers, but to gain some clarity. I have a friend who is an expert on both math and gold and knows almost everything. Could he use his skills to analyze the shadows and glows in that photo to find patterns and shapes? Yes, I mean AI, of course. Unfortunately, all I had was a very pixelated version of the image that had been circulated online. I didn't have the...
Listen, you can see, this is the priest that's in the side. That's the top of the wing coming from the shoulder. That's the one turning in. This cube you see here, that cube has a staff going up. See, this is the mercy seat. I bet this maybe shadow here could be the actual blood they used to sprinkle. In the Old Testament, they used to sprinkle it here in the east. God ordered them to sprinkle the blood of the innocent lambs in the east. They used to leave the west part of the mercy seat empty for the Lamb of God. See, the ultimate sacrifice. Him for all humanity. You can actually see the head of the cherub here with the hat. See? God doesn't want us to see the actual picture. But it's just so many people are saying that man is a liar and this and that. I'm showing you the evidence of the archaeologist, the only one that matches the Bible. Everything he found. The one that you don't see in National Geographic. Can you see that this is the plan of the world? The truth is never shown in the television. The television is all controlled, you know.
The original, but I shared the time frame, material type, hammered gold, and the fact it was found in a limestone cave. I asked if it could determine the likelihood that Ron Wyatt's story about the object was true based on the blurry photo. My AI provided the following analysis. It looks like a glowing object or structure inside a confined low-light space. The brightness and bloom could be from a light source or reflection off a polished or metal surface. The clouds might actually be light scattering in the cave's humidity or dust.
The clouds. The clouds. He appeared as a cloud in the ark. As a cloud in the ark. Listen, Nobody believes that the blood of Christ, when it was an earthquake, the spear of the Roman, can you put everything together? Why there was an earthquake? Why? His blood went through there with the water and all the way through the crack into the Ark of the Covenant. Boom. He paid for all humanity there. Listen, it's here in the Bible. Look at this. But Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with a greater and more perfect tabernacle, temple, no, not made with hands, that is, not of this creation, not with the blood of goats and calves that they used to do in the Old Testament. But look at this. But with his own blood, he entered the most holy place once for all. The most holy place is what the Ark of the Covenant was. By his own blood, he entered it. There. Oh, can you see it? Wow. I've shown you what's actually, you know, that I told you that I had two images. I was going to show you one. This is what it said. I'm going to show you now the other one. Why the other one? Because in the other one, I noticed that it said cherubims or something in the picture. So ChatGPT actually captured that. That's why it says, well, you're going to see. I think it's this one. Let's see. Where's this one? Let's see. Look at this. I think it's the same one. Yeah, you see there, it says cherubims. This image appears to be a heavily blurred, low-resolution visual of a sepia golden color palette, giving it an aged or archival feel. The most notable features are abstract, cloud-like forms dominate the frame. See? Again, clouds with soft edges and no sharp detail. The brightness increases toward the bottom, creating a glowy or misty effect. The image looks intentionally degraded, as if zoomed in far beyond its resolution, captured from old film, or processed to obscure detail. Of course, old film. It was in 1982 with the old cameras. See? Ron Wyatt thought he nailed it. When he saw everything, all of them were like that. God didn't want us to see it yet. Listen, in the upper right corner, the words cherubims and mercy seat appear. See? Cherubims, more commonly cherubim, and the mercy seat are biblical terms associated with the Ark of the Covenant in Hebrew. Can you see? That's why I placed the other picture that didn't have no writing, no cherubim, so ChatGPT didn't capture it. And I asked him, what can you tell me about that image? More or the same. That bright, radiant power, supernatural form, cloud. See? I want you all to look for this video because it's nearly 1 hour long, okay? I'm going to stop the video now. I don't want to make it long. And please look at it and look at the results of the woman. You're not going to see it because she tries and plays everything, but listen, you can see it clearly. The results here
Those wings.
are
And
incredible.
this section is the shadow from...
So please, watch it. Please watch it. Watch it all entero. You'll be
the
surprised.
feathers. And like I said, I've run out of time today,
This is the wing.
so we can't finish that off. But we're going to see if we can use the...
All she's trying to do is capture in what angle did Ron Wyatt take that picture. It looks like he took it behind one of these. Captured it, like frontal, you know what I mean? So it's Arc Files, the blurry photo, Ron Wyatt, 4 months ago. Please, check it out by yourselves. And you're going to be amazed. So you can see here, that's the mercy seat, the flat part of the seat. And this is the face of this. See, can you see the resemblance of the hat and everything? The staffs. And this here is what you see here, all flat. It's like taken from behind. Taken from here, from behind. And imagine those cameras in those days that Ron used. One of these. Remember?
Meaning he would see the results of
But
his
he
work
did-
later,
he
not
did.
immediately. He might
He did do that video recording with the 10 Commandments, and that will be shown to the world. that will be shown to the world. He thought he can show it to the world. The angel told him to leave it there with the tables of stone. Because the world has gone too far mocking God. Y yo creo que el mundo le ha faltado ya, le está faltando un respeto ya. Vamos, the love of many have grown cold in the last days, tío. Cold. Está todo el mundo divided por modo de wars y esto, and no everybody's judging by their own knowledge. They don't really know. Many of the people that I see and what they say, I don't think they know the real history of everything. You know, I wouldn't do the videos if I know the Bible, I don't know the history. I couldn't. God placed all these things in my head. So please check this video out. And this year, why? I'm going to start doing again because I will never stop. I already told you, I will never stop. Even if the video only gets 2 views, it was only meant for 1. Story of the 99, see? And Christ went after the lost sheep of the 100. Yeah? So this video is meant for those who need something like this. Some evidence to give them that boost. Listen, nobody has to pay attention. I cannot force nobody, but remember, it's there, plain and simple. When Christ came into high priest, into the most holy place. Yeah. With his own blood, went there. We all paid for a price. So, please, I'll start doing one by one, all year round. Anything that's happening, we can talk. Let's see what's going on. Bible prophecies. 2017, everything changed. Revelation 12 sign appeared in the heavens. We had the pandemic, the wars of Russia, the wars of now with Palestine, Israel, the world divided because of this. Can you see the prophecies? Can you see the prophecies? Yeah. So I'm going to leave you all here. And please check out that video. Please check out that video and see the results. What AI can actually do. Give you a hint of what that thing is. You're not going to see it because it doesn't want us to see it yet.
What you notice here is that the gap is very small.
Look what AI does, please. I'm not going to extend the video anymore. I already showed you what ChatGPT tells me about that picture. And boy, yeah, what a coincidence, yes? It's always a cloud. Christ said he will come in the clouds of heaven. When Moses brought the Israelites out, it was a cloud of pillar in day and a cloud of fire at night. It's always a cloud. See? So, like I always say, Happy New Year to all. You don't have to listen to me, but listen, something changed in me. I saw something. No religion came, no brainwashing, nada. I didn't believe. I still don't believe in that. Christ did not bring no denomination, no rules, nothing. He brought the good news. He was crucified for it. See? He will raise up the dead. The orders of things in the world, the orders of the laws of physics, and that will change. The lion shall eat grass again like the ox. Children will play with a cobra in the neck. Can you see? We don't want that. Really don't want that. Every single person equal. Who doesn't want that? I wish that for every single person out there. Even people that don't even watch my videos, I wish that for them. That can open their eyes. This is not the world that we live in. We are all lied. All lied. And in the book of Revelation, the kings of the world, that's the governments, the presidents of the world, God is very, very angry with them in the book of Revelation. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that in one of the videos. But I'm going to carry on showing the archaeology that never lies. The archaeology that never lies. Never lies. Like this one. The story is that they wanted to steal Christ's body because it was going to look like a resurrection. Can you get it? Can you see the evidence? So the Romans, Pontius Pilate, ordered a guard, and the Sanhedrin Hebrews put another guard. together. And apparently, they were there guarding, and an angel comes down from heaven. And they cannot even move. And he said that the angel pushed the stone with all the seal there, the seal, Roman seal, broke it. Imagine you put the seal there, and you put the nail against the wall, and somebody pushes it out, breaks the nail. The half of the nail is there, right in that tomb, where the skull heel is. And you see this. Was crucified in the place of the skull, in Golgotha. This is Golgotha. And beside where he was crucified lays a garden. And in the garden, a new tomb that nobody had used. And this is the rolling stone, that door, that the angel pushed from there. That one. And the cutouts. See? He found the cross holes just beneath. He started to dig down. ¿Esto qué eran? Le pusieron los carteles de Christ en 3 languages. Espérate. Then he saw the crack in one of those cross holes. He saw a crack. There was an earthquake when the Roman centurion speared him. His blood came out with water. Everything was meant to be. Jeremiah hit the ark there 700 years before, because Jerusalem was going to be conquered by Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians. But he did. And you see the Babylonians list, they took everything from the temple and everything. Search for it in Google. Search Nebuchadnezzar's list. You'll see that he took everything, and the Ark of the Covenant is missing. And the altar of incense, the table of showbread. And Ron Wyatt saw a very large sword in there. It was Goliath's sword. 5 foot, 3 inches. It's in there with the Ark of the Covenant. Why would you say that? I saw a very large sword there. Very large sword. See? Everything was meant to be. Jeremiah didn't know nothing 700 years before Christ even came to the earth. Ni Mary, ni nada. Nobody existed. He hid it there. But it was meant to be. For that moment. Earthquake. Blood and water came out. They used to break everybody's bones with a huge hammer. Boom. So they died. In the crosses. That's the punishment of the Romans. But with Christ, they didn't do that. With Christ, because of the mother that was there, please. ¿Sabe? He ordered one of the centurions to spear him, not to break his bones or the legs. So he couldn't hold there, anymore. That's what he should do, the Romans. But not to Christ. It was meant to be a spear, different like everybody else. Blood and water gushed out. Earthquake split open, just at the foot of the cross. There, on top of the Ark of the Covenant. See, it was built for them to sprinkle the blood of innocent animals in the Old Testament for the sins of the people. It was built for Christ very long time from the time of Moses to come here in person and die for all humanity. All humanity. Arabs, Hindus, Jews, Gentiles, anybody that's not Jews, it's Gentile. Everybody. And that's the difference. You can see all the evidence that he found. Split rock in Horeb, the altar at the base of the mountain. Elim with the 12 wells, still there to this date. How can you explain that? Okay, I'll leave it now. I get too excited. Well, I wish you all the best, and the best in life. A huge hug to those families who have lost loved ones and are truly missed and are having a really bad time without them. A hug from me to you with the most lovable peace you can ever receive. Listen, they're waiting for you. When the time comes, they will open their eyes and come forward. Just let's hold on. Let's hold on. I'm not ashamed of talking about Jesus. El que se avergüence de mí de hablar delante de los hombres, el día del paraíso me avergonzaré de ti. And no, thank you. I don't want to be left out. So I'll do 1,000 million videos. You can laugh, cry, spit at me, and do whatever you want. Christ received the same. So anything for him, because my glory will come when he comes. So, Peace!